Hello, Soul Family. I love you all. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. And I hope everyone had a wonderful 11/11 yesterday. My name is Jeremiah, and you're tuning in to Secrets of the Sacred Serpent. Today we are going to discuss having patience on your spiritual path. So, we all know that we live in this age of instant gratification, and everybody wants what they want right now, real fast and in a hurry. And so when they come onto this path of self-inquiry, self-mastery, um, self-deification, walking the path um, that we walk, and practicing magic in order to transform ourselves and our lives, and usually most of us, all jump in and we want to start working with spirits and deities immediately, and we want to start doing spells and stuff to bring things forth within the physical realm. And a lot of times we will neglect the bare necessities and the foundational practices that we need to be incorporating into our spiritual path. So we have a lot of times, like I said, we'll jump into working with rituals and stuff, and we'll be ignoring meditation, eating healthy, grounding ourselves, um, taking time to actually do shadow work and to really start to understand yourself and incorporate all the suppressed aspects of yourself. And then a lot of the times you'll wonder why the things are kind of hit and miss and they aren't manifesting as quickly as you expect or desire. And I really just want to say that this spiritual path is about progress, not perfection. And also us expecting to come onto this path and not do any work and just be able to do a couple spells and manifest our dreams. This is the reason a lot of people quit on the path and don't actually, go forward with growing, because they feel like magic doesn't work because only 2 or 3 spells has worked for them. And the reason is because they are not going within and having forms of discipline that are helping to transform our consciousness and our mind and transform our state of being throughout the day. So, if a lot of other times too, even after we've been doing this spiritual work for a significant amount of time, you can find yourself in like pre-dark night of the soul energies where you have a sort of spiritual guilt, like you're not growing fast enough or anything. And I couldn't say enough that you really do just need to give yourself patience. Patience is something you have to learn. We have all, like I said, with this age of instant gratification, being able to Amazon Prime something that be there in a couple of days, or instantly being able to just rent movies and stream movies on the streaming services, fast food. Um, Basically, there's like so many things in our lives that we've been programmed to believe that the very second we have a desire, it should be able to manifest very quickly. And really, that has spoiled us with, if you think about societies thousands of years ago, they barely had anything. And now, really, we waste so much food and buy so much junk that we really don't need. But back to the spiritual path, um, don't beat yourself up if you're not growing as fast as you felt like you should. And you really need to take a look at yourself and say, am I doing the work? Because if you're not growing and you're jumping into magic, just trying to manifest using spells and all types of stuff like that, or working with deities and spirit work and invocation and evocation and astral projection, and immediately starting to work on your energy body, and you jump to the Anya chakra trying to clear your third eye, but you haven't even touched your base or your root chakra, the Muladhara. And we should always start with the foundation first, because if you don't build a strong foundation on your spiritual path, when you get up and start to be able to manifest things and you start to actually transform, it doesn't have a firm foundation to stand upon, so it can crumble or it can bring large amounts of chaos into your life. So make sure that you're doing the work. I love the phrase F woke, do work. Saying basically, don't let your ego get attached and make you feel like, you're super woke just because you have a few of these little bits of spiritual knowledge under your belt. Because that's literally just the ego kind of transforming into a spiritual ego where you feel like you're better than somebody. But, yeah. Just be patient with yourself and make sure that you are incorporating daily practices, self-love, meditation practices, wellness practices, whether that be grounding, sun gazing, eating healthily, fasting. There's a lot of little bitty things that are foundational practices that if you're not doing these practices and you're expecting massive change in your life, or even if you come into these practices and let's say you meditate, even if it's for an hour straight, 1 day a week, but then you neglect the other 6 days, your mind is not actually being transformed. You're not able to build these new neural pathways in order to literally evolve your consciousness. But if you were to take 5 to 10 minutes out of every day and just work your way up, but you're doing it consistently every day, then you're literally building that foundation that will literally assist you with your ascension or your transformation, apotheosis. So yeah, make sure that you're doing the work, the foundational beginning work, before you start jumping into all these heavy practices, working with spirits and working with deities and all this stuff. Make sure that you're tapping into your ancestors before you start working with spirits and deities, because that's a foundational practice that you need to be practicing before you're working with spirits, because they are like your first line of defense, your direct connection. They are directly tied to your DNA and your being. You are the expression of the end of the line of that ancestral line. But make sure you're doing the work. Be patient with yourself. If you feel like you're not transforming enough, do the shadow work. Go sit in silence in the darkness, like the darkness and silence ritual that I showed, or the Black Mirror ritual, where you're constantly doing this. You don't just do this ritual one time and shadow work's done. This is a process you're going to have to do for the rest of your life, because we constantly have this flux of going down and back up and down and back up. So, we're having that electromagnetic energy. We're downloading and pulling in energies and things at times, and then pushing things out electrically. And we need to make sure that we have a good balance between those: the force and form, push and pull, electric, magnetic, masculine, feminine. I think this is probably going to be it for this video, but patience is key. And it definitely is it's a virtue. It's something that you're going to have to work towards. We don't all just have instant patience. And even after you gain a certain level of mastery over patience, there'll still be times, like I said, with the flux of life, the law of rhythm, the hermetic law of rhythm, things always are going to swing back and forth. But just understand that. Get all your foundational practices in. Be patient with yourself. This path is about progress, not perfection. So as long as you're making some sort of progress, you're succeeding. And time really doesn't exist in a higher sense. So judging how fast or how slow you should be growing. Um, it really is subjective and individual to each and every one of us. But don't allow yourself to slack on your path. If you put a lot of energy into your job, or you put a lot of energy into going out and partying, or going to a club, or even just meeting up with friends, or going and hanging out with family, but you're neglecting your spiritual path and you're neglecting yourself, you're doing yourself a big disservice, especially if you're walking this path. I think that's gonna be it for this video. If anybody has anything additional to add, leave it, or questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I hope everyone has a beautiful day today. Um, like if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later. Peace.